Going live. We're live. All right. Tonight's episode, shear pin. Was working on a Craftsman snowblower, which is made by Murray, Briggs and Stratton, because Briggs and Stratton owns Murray. And the actual person blew the gear, and I showed you guys that yesterday, the bronze or brass worm gear. Okay, blew that, so I got to replace that. I also had seals, gasket, some other parts. But I want to talk about shear pins. Two types of shear pins. When you buy a Murray thrower, an old Briggs or Murray thrower, you have two types. You have the 1501-216 MA, which if you notice, they're quarter, it says right on there, quarter 20, right there, quarter 20. They're quarter 20 bolts with nuts. And if you notice right here, those washers or bushings, if you will, spacer bushings. And what those are, on the auger for Murray's, you'll notice on the what are called rakes, the actual augers are called rakes. Each rake has a hole through it. One side of the hole is bigger, one side of the hole is smaller. The smaller hole is where you put the bolt in. On the other side, you have a larger hole and a smaller hole. The smaller hole is in the auger shaft where the gearbox is. The bigger hole is in the rake. So you put that bushing in the rake, you put your bolt in, you tighten on the bushing, not all the way, enough so it's just tight, but not tight enough where it's going to lock up. And on these, they should be interference nuts so that you can lock them up like nylocks, but you don't need nylock. Anyhow, that bushing makes it so that it will shear the way it's supposed to shear. It spaces it out and gives it the strength. So now that bushing itself rips the bolt. Okay, so you're not relying on a thin piece of metal on the rake, on the tube, to shear the bolt. The actual bushing acts like a knife and will cut through that bolt. So that's one type. They also have a second type, part number 1501-227 MA, also for Murray. And if you notice on these, they're like hitch pins, okay? The nice thing about this version, if you notice, they still have bushings. Bushings are still included, so they work the same way. But now you don't need wrenches or sockets, okay? When your shear pins break, you could just punch out the broken part of the bolt, buy these, or hopefully you have them as spares on your snowblower, and without a tool, put them on, clip them, good to go. So it's a very easy fix for broken shear pins. So I recommend using the 1501-227 MA shear pins on your Murray throwers and even other brands of throwers too that take quarter-inch shear bolts. Try these. If like MTDs and some of the other lower-priced units, if they're using quarter-inch shear bolts, try these. They're cheap. They're $4 and change for a pair. Buy 3 or 4 pair. You have them there, you're good. I usually will take shear pins and tie wrap them onto the handlebars of my customers' units if they don't have a place in the unit for the shear pin. So, that's a tip for today. Murray shear pins, get the newer ones that have the little hoop on them. They're a lot easier to install. You don't need tools, okay? And one good thing about these too, if I tell people too, go to the dollar store and buy yourself, a cheap flashlight and a cheap little hammer, something for $1 each. That way you can actually use this pin to knock out the one that's stuck, but you're going to need a light to find it because usually it's pitch black when you're snow blowing. You need a light, especially you get one with a magnet. You can stick it on the side so you can see inside the basket and use your little hammer with these pins to knock out the remnants of the old pin. And the same thing when these break, same thing. Use them, use the new ones to knock out the old ones. So that's the tip for tonight. So what else is going on? That's 4 minutes. Now we're into just chat. So who's here? I see 2 people are present. Hopefully it's James. Maybe Maddie. I know he was going on later. I talked to James earlier. Everything is good, I hope. I did my blood thing today. So there's Maddie. You going on later, Matt? I think James was saying you might go on later. I just wanted to talk about those shear pins because some of my customers have no clue what shear pins are. And they see the holes in the handlebars where the shear pins go, and they don't know what that was. So just figured I'd give that tip to the guys out there. What do you got going tonight, Maddie? Some 350 stuff? No. I thought you had some 350 stuff going, some heads or something. That's okay. It's supposed to warm up. They said mid-50s by next week, but some rain and wind. So we'll see what goes on, but I wouldn't mind a little bit warmer weather. It'll put a little bit of a lull in the snow equipment, but that means I'll just have more time to fix it. So that's all right. Not bad. Anywho, full day today, Maddie, or half day or what? I was going to take a half day. I left early, but I had to go to the hospital, do that blood stuff. And by the time I was done, it was still fairly early, so I went back to work. Oh, who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? I remember that. Anyhow, that's not bad. 6 hours, not bad. You got to work tomorrow, Matt? Half day tomorrow? It's supposed to be a little chilly. But look at that. 2 moderators, nobody to moderate. What a quandary, huh? 2 moderators and nobody to moderate. Where's everybody? I know it's early. It's only 6:20. I hope Craigie chimes in. Somebody. But anywho, what else is going on? A lot of saws for sale, I see, Maddie, on Craig's. There's old man Fred. How you doing, Fred? You better watch out, Fred. You got 2 moderators with itchy trigger fingers, and you're the only one here that doesn't have one. So you may get attacked, Fred. But anyhow, what's going on with you, Fred? Anything good? Just talked about shear pins. I don't know if you saw it. If not, go back when I'm done and take a look. Murray shear pins with the bushings that come with them. There's 2 styles. Take a look. I'll hopefully have that video done tomorrow, replacing the auger and all that stuff. Guy had almost a 20-year-old 2003, so it was a 16-year-old snowblower that he was probably going to get rid of, but he didn't realize you can still get parts for the gearboxes without spending a fortune. Just FYI, you could buy these gears aftermarket as low as $20. The Briggs price is $51. I'm going to try the aftermarket one, see how good it is. But these are fairly inexpensive. But a full gearbox for this unit is $300. So the unit's not worth $300, but I told him whatever price I gave him, less than half of that to fix it. And it'll be like new. It ran great. So hopefully we'll see what goes on. But let me see. Maddie, did you try the new steel file system, that 3-piece file system? I bought one for the 325 pitch chain that we're using on the 350 or 346 XP. I haven't tried it yet. I still have it in the bag, but a guy at work who's a logger said he really likes it. The way the angle is perfect every time, and the depth and all that, and it hits your rakers. It's just, I bought the tool. I think I spent $40 on it. I didn't even realize when I was getting ready for the get together last May, Maddie. I told my dealer, just put in the box what I need. So he gave me the chains and this and that, and he gave me one of those sharpeners. I looked at the bill. I was like, oh my God, it's like a $40 sharpener. But supposedly these new steel, plastic, and 3-piece metal sharpeners are the way to go. So Elder. Oh, that's a decent box elder. That's a decent wood. Oak pallets. I don't cheat when I file. Cheat? What do you mean cheat? What do you say about rakers, Maddie? I've been told every 3 sharpenings you hit the rakers. I mean, I have the raker gauge, of course, but they say you only really have to check it like every 3 sharpenings. So I've got the gauges. I've got 2 or 3 different gauges. There's one gauge, the thicker for softwood and the thinner for hardwood. I think it's 25 versus 35 thousandths, hard versus softwood. So anyway, James, I got the trigger finger. It's going. I don't know who he's doing. But I've been offered some trees that are cut down by the hydraulic company, actually close to your father, Maddie. In Monroe, but fairly close to your dad, that she wants me to buck them up, cut them up. And she doesn't care if we take them or not, but she just wants them cut up. And I was just wondering if anyone in the area wanted to join me for a day of cutting up some nice hard wood. I'm thinking about taking a couple of my saws up there and playing around right up in Monroe. But actually, where we stopped for, where we met at that gas station, Maddie, probably 4 miles from there, 3 or 4 miles. So not too bad. Calibrated eye. Yeah, you could see it. You could pretty much see it. Sometimes I'll take a straight edge just for the hell of it, and I'll see, play with a feeler gauge or something just to see what it is. Where I used to work, even where I work now, we used to have optical comparators. It would be great. You could take in a chain, lay it up there in the optical comparator, the horizontal line, you'd tell exactly dead nuts what it was and how they were in relation to each other. So that was nice. But, not too crowded tonight. 3 guys. Wow. James, Maddie, and Fred. What do you use for a saw, Fred? Anything that we'd be privy to? Let's see. I was hoping Craigie would be here. I haven't talked to him in a few days. I know Matty. Did Craig talk to you, Matt? He was having problems with his 365, where the bushing that seals the very thin O-ring by the oiler or whatever side that is. He said it's sealing on the O-ring, but the play on the crankshaft is kind of wobbly and it's not sealing good. Tanaka's okay. Tanaka, I sort of akin to like Echo saws. They're similar to Echo saws, or Shindawas, Echoes, things like that. Koritz, those type of Japanese saws. Not bad though. Good saws. Also very similar to Hitachi saws. I worked on a couple of those. Those are made kind of strange. I don't know if anyone's worked on I think, Maddie, I think you had one time somebody gave you, or you were a Hitachi saw, the green one. They are just made weird. It's just crazy. Illy, good afternoon or good evening. I'm trying to think. Where are you coming from, Ovi? Are you Sweden? I'm trying to think where Ovi's from. Do you know Maddie? Because I know he's on your channel. But greetings nonetheless. Wherever you're from, Ovi, welcome. You have five Tanakas? Because most of the Tanakas I work on, Fred, are either hedge trimmers or like weed sticks. I don't see a lot of Tanaka saws. Romania, okay. Now, is that Das Vidalnia or is that just Russia? I don't know. Romania, that's okay. Anyhow, but yeah, Tanaka's a good saw. No big deal. Fred, everybody's eating dinner. Where are you calling from? Where are you from, Fred? I know it's 6:30 here Eastern time on the Eastern Seaboard. I'm in Connecticut, about an hour south of Dr. Olson, in the Bridgeport, Connecticut area, a town called Trumbull. Claim to fame, 1989 Little League World Champions. That's probably our only claim to fame. And hockey star Chris Drury. That's about it. That's what our town is famous for. But anyway, anyone who's just chiming in, I talked about Murray shear pins at the beginning of the video. Had a customer come in with a blown auger box. I'm replacing the auger gear. But the shear pins, there are two different styles. So go back in the video to see the different styles. And I recommend the newer style where you don't need tools. So take a look at those. So anyone, doesn't have to be a Murray. You could use them in anything that takes 1/4 inch shear pins. So take a look. They're fairly inexpensive. I got them Jack's small engines, literally $4.25. It was free. No, Jack's isn't. No, wait, did I get them Jack's? No, those I got Amazon. The other parts I got from Jack's. Jack's charges you shipping, but the Amazon Prime wasn't. And they were only $4.25, so it wasn't too bad. Was not too bad. And Maddie, Jack's amazingly said they had these parts in stock, and they were. And they actually shipped, and I got them in 2 days. I'm amazed, because normally Jack's, they'll tell you if it's in stock or if it's available, and chances are it'll go on back order. That's the only thing lately with Jack's. My last order, I told you guys a while back, I had an order in with Jack's for 1.5 years, and it was still missing 3 or 4 of the parts out of like 10 parts. And the guy needed a snowblower. He went through like a 1.5 seasons with no snowblower. I finally made some of the parts, bushings and so forth, because they were just on back order from MTD. And Jack's tells you they're on back order, but that's it. Then you don't know. I think, Maddie, you said it, if I'm not mistaken, E-Replacement Parts and Repair Clinic will actually tell you, yes, we have it, or yes, it's in our warehouse and we'll get it in a day. Jack's sometimes doesn't. I mean, I love Jack's. Great, Gregory, Michigan. How close is that to Detroit? I'm familiar with Detroit. I'm familiar with Bay City. I'm familiar with Flint. I've been to all those places. But like I said, Jack's, I love Jack's. I love the website. But just when they say it's in stock, you got to take it with a grain of salt, because sometimes you don't get your package for a long time. So Amazon is good, because normally Amazon will tell you if it's in stock. E-Replacement will tell you. Repair Clinic will tell you. But some of these places, the shipping charges are a little high. SLE, I use them a lot, mostly for engine parts. SLE is very good. HL Supply, like everybody knows. James, if you want to throw up Maddie's link, anybody who needs aftermarket or even OEM chainsaw parts, especially Husqvarna, Go to HL Supply, use the link that James will supply, hopefully. Get Maddie some love over there and get your parts from HL. What I did order the other day, and I was going to tell you guys about, especially Matt. Remember, Maddie, I got that 136 saw that the girl just ended up giving to me for like nothing. It didn't have the chain brake guts in it. The flag was gone. All the parts were gone. The spring was gone. Everything was gone. So I said, let me try something. I went on Amazon and they sell the Chinese ones. And I said, a lot of time they're garbage. But I said, you know what? It was $4.99. And I said, how could I go wrong for $4.99? In the comments where you write down reviews, a guy actually reviewed it and said, for the money, he said, you have to modify it, and this is how you do it. And the guy actually had a review of how he had to modify it. He had to chamfer a pin or do something to get it to work. So I'm saying to myself, for $4.99, Husqvarna wants like $30 for a complete chain brake assembly. So for $5 and free shipping, I'm going to try it. I'm going to see what happens. Mix, what's up, brother? How you doing? Off to bed in the tick. That's the old... across the pond there, due south of Fowlerville. I don't know where that is, but that's okay. Michigan, some beautiful areas of Michigan. I know, was it Thousand Oaks? I think that's an area. It was funny. I met, you guys are familiar with Harley Earl, the trophy for the Daytona 500 and the designer of all the different concept cars and things. I met his grandson, Richard Earl, and I met him, 15, 20 years ago. And he would talk to me about his grandfather, Harley Earl. He didn't really know him because he died probably just before he was born. But interesting conversation. But he mentioned Thousand Oaks, Michigan, where the streets were lined with oak trees. Sounded pretty cool. Okay, Troy and Lansing. Okay, I know that area. Okay, that's not bad. Mix, what do you got going? Anything going on? I haven't seen. Have you put videos up, Mick? I haven't seen any lately. I think I have you on the bell, but I don't know if I've seen any of your vids lately. I usually enjoy your vids from across the pond there. I haven't really seen any, but I do enjoy them. I think it's you and your son in the vids, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, like I said, here it's warming up a little bit. They said we're going to have 50 degrees plus Monday, Tuesday with a lot of rain and wind. So it'll give us time to fix some more pieces of equipment. Maybe blowers will come back because if the snow's gone and it's 50 degrees and windy, the rest of the leaves that aren't down will come down. They were early here in my neighborhood. They picked up our leaves the week of Thanksgiving, that Monday. So it was early. There were still trees that had leaves. So I don't know about your town, but one of the things that our town does is pick up our leaves for free. I mean, we pay for it in taxes, but something they do is they pick them up. Well, how are they going to pick them up if they're still on the trees? So we have a couple of neighbors up the street with tons of leaves they put out by the curb. They're not going to pick them up. They don't publish the schedule, I believe. I don't think they do, but they just, they pick them up when they pick them up. And usually they pick them up in our town around Christmas time, in my neighborhood anyway. But this year it was the week of Thanksgiving. So whoever didn't pick them up, shame on you. And they're going to sit there all winter and get icy and snowy. So what's everybody working on or working with? Anything? Anybody? Just like in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Anyone? Let's see. 32:30 here. Mick, what is it? 5 hours or 6 hours for you? I'm thinking if it's almost midnight there, right, Mick? Or is it almost 11? 7. It's probably closer to midnight. Working on your tan. There you go. Anywho, I'm trying to think what else to talk about tonight. Anything else we should talk about? I've got 4 vacation days I'm taking around Christmas time. We call it shutdown, but it's not. And in those days, I'm going to try and get my daughter's GoPro 5. If anyone knows about GoPros and any tips or tricks, you can email me, KenSmallEngines at AOL or KenSmallEngines with an extra S at the end at Gmail. I don't know enough about the GoPros, but I want to have a SD card, I think it's called, that goes in the side for memory. And Maddie, I don't know if you know, but with these SD cards, do you need like 64 gigs or something? I want to do like maybe 2 hours worth of video. Like, for example, I have a Ryobi backpack, BP42. They're decent backpacks. They sell them at Home Depot. They advertise about 180, 190 mile an hour, and they really do put out some good velocity. Well, this is the second one I received last week that had a blown engine where the guy straight gassed it. I think I talked about it in my last video. I said to the guy, "Where's your gas mix?" He goes, "What do you mean?" "It's in the tank." I go, "What tank?" He goes, "The tank of the blower." I go, "You don't have pre-mixed gas?" He goes, "No." He goes, "I put the gas in, then I put a little oil, then I shake it up." And I was like, "There you go." And that's how he straight gassed it. But anyway, the short blocks are fairly inexpensive. That's what I went to Jack's for. That's how I remember Jack's. I went to Jack's for that short block. They range anywhere from $51 to $90 for the short block, depending on where you go. And I believe Jack's, if I'm not mistaken, was $61, and the shipping was like $12.95 or so. So it was like $76, $77, which isn't bad. The blower itself is a $250 blower with tax from Home Depot. They still sell them, and they're nice little blowers. They're lightweight, so women can operate them without breaking their backs, and they really do blow well. I hate like heck to say I'm going to sponsor Ryobi or have them sponsor me, but I like their equipment. I really do. Not the weed sticks, not the cheap chainsaws, but their backpack blower I like, and all their cordless stuff I like. But this backpack blower they sell, BP42 at Home Depot, if you don't want an OEM $600-700 Echo Steel Husky, whatever, for $250 out the door, it's a nice little backpack blower. It's got a good velocity on it. So, I do recommend it, even though it's Ryobi, So anyway, that I want to do a video on. It'll probably take me, if I do bolt for bolt, probably a couple hours, just because I'm not going to rush. And I'll edit it. Hopefully I'll borrow my daughter's computer and I'll edit it. But I was just curious, with an SD card, Willie, how you doing, brother? With an SD card in one of these GoPros, how much memory, how big of one of these cards do I need to video 2 or 3 hours? I don't know. And I don't know if it says it in the, I don't think my daughter got a manual with it because she bought it used off of eBay. But it was a GoPro Hero 5, they call it. And I have a tripod and all that stuff. But I'm going to try and use it this weekend to start doing some bolt for bolts where people can look at my channel instead of just seeing my ugly face doing live chat. They can see some stuff that they could really use. So we'll get that going this weekend, hopefully. And on the days that I'm off between Christmas and New Year, get some more good content for you guys. I know you like talking to me, handsome guy, but no, we got to get some good content showing you how to fix stuff. And, feel free to ask questions. Oh, Maddie, I don't know. Did you hear before? Is Maddie still on? About Craigie with the 365. He's thinking he's getting an air leak out the bushing to crank interface on a 365 saw. He put a new bushing in, I believe, or no, a new crankshaft, and a new thin O-ring on the bottom in that chamfer. And also, at first, I thought maybe he had the bushing backwards, where he didn't have the O-ring in the chamfer, so it wouldn't seal, but I think he had it right. And then I asked him, I said, mic up the crankshaft. See the cat? See my cat over there? Oh, where is it? Where's the cat? Right there. There's my cat. He's got one of those trees that she climbs up. Where's the cat? There's the cat. Anyway, so I don't know what's wrong with that. Zippo. I know Zippo. With all the simplicities and Briggs engines. I love Zippo. I'm trying to read yours, Willie. Good card. I heard from Zippo. Heroes. Oh, they're card picky. You mean like the brand, Willie? The brand? I don't know what brand is in it, but I've heard that on other cameras. They won't take certain brands of SD cards or they won't work properly. So good point. I'll look online to see what they recommend for the Hero 5. It came with one, but the one it came with, I don't think has got a lot of memory. It might be like an 8 or a 16, and someone's saying you really need like a 64 to give you the hours that you need. And like Maddie was saying a few times, when you do these bolt for bolts, it's hours of video and you spend a lot of time editing to get it down to a manageable size. Never done that before. I'm doing my live on the Chromebook, and then I used to use my phone. So I'm not really familiar with getting a long video and then doing the editing. I think I'm going to try Craig Timmons, the software that he uses. What is it? Not Fortuna. For something, FOR something, I forget the name. It's at the end of Craig's videos. But anyway, he uses, it's a free software download. I'm going to try that because his seem to come out good. And even, what is it? A Fleet Command. Walt, he's got a software he uses. You see it at the end of his too. I don't know what Matty uses for software. I got to ask him, but I'll try whatever's out there, especially if it's free. And but I need a decent laptop or a desktop or something to help me do it. I don't have a good operating desk or laptop right now because I get a laptop for free from work, but I can only do work stuff on it. I can't do anything. It doesn't allow it. So that's why I bought the Chromebook here, $150, live stream, free. Anyway, so we'll figure that out. We'll get that done. What else? Someone was asking me what a good affordable snow thrower is to buy if you see them out there. I'll be honest with you. My favorite snowblower for the money is a Toro 521, which is a 5 horsepower, 21-inch width. It comes with huge augers that they look like monsters. And guys, I buy these all day long for $75, $50, $100, and they run forever. They really do. And every part's still available for them. So if you're looking for something used and you only want to spend under $100 and you want something that's going to throw far, and this thing, the augers will chop through ice. They're phenomenal. I recommend the Toro 521 that was built in the 80s and 90s. It's a phenomenal thrower. And it came with different models. You have 521, you have 622, you have 724, 824, all that same series of thrower is a great thrower. Now, if you really want the king of Toro throwers, you get a Power Shift. Now, Power Shift, look at Musty One's videos. Everyone, if you're not a fan or a subscriber of Musty One, become one. Musty One has the best videos. He's the nicest guy. He's up in New Hampshire. Phenomenal videos, massive detail. He just did one on a Toro Power Shift that he got for free. I don't know how you find them for free. On an 11 horse. I mean, unbelievable. But anyway, check out Musty One's channel. Another guy I want to plug, and I josh him a little bit, but I want to plug him because he's a great guy and I love his videos. Henry at Mowers and Blowers. If you ever want to go to a fun channel, guy talking about fixing engines and mowers and blowers and tractors and stuff like that, go see Henry at Mowers and Blowers. He's got a great channel. He sells stickers. He has beautiful women at the beginning of all his videos. And he's a fun guy. He's got fun videos. He's down in Long Island and just a neat guy. I'd love to go down there and see him. I'm probably, 45 minutes away from him. I'd love to go down there and just visit him. But visit Henry at Mowers and Blowers. He's got a fun channel. Hey, Lucky, how you doing, buddy? Are you all healed up now? Oh my God, my ugly face is on 55-inch TV. What's my head, 2 feet? Anyway, how's the leg, Lucky? How is that leg? I see you on there the other day. No, you know what, Lucky? Remember, I do a lot of my work in the driveway. It's been cold lately. This helps out. Okay, it really does. Although my idol and brother, Craig Timmons, I don't look like him anymore because he had to shave. But we were starting to look like each other for a while there, but hopefully the leg is good. I saw your vids. It looks like you're limping a little bit, but hopefully everything is good for you. Hope all the donations paid up or, paid out for you and you were able to get rid of those bills. So I hope everything's well with you. Good. That's good. I saw you the other day, but work has been cracking down on me with looking at YouTube and stuff like that, even though I'm still doing my job. So I'm sort of limited during the day now. So I'll check out your stuff at night. So good. That's good to hear, Lucky. Good to hear. I was almost tempted to drive up there, Lucky, and get a set of tires from you. But now I need my sway bar link's bad. I got to change that. I think I got bad ball joints. I may just buy the A-frames for my S10 that come pre-done with the ball joints. They're like $70 from Moog or something and just do the whole front end. I don't know. It scared me the other day. I thought one of my brakes was locking up the ball joints going click, click. So I got to get it done. And I do it myself. I don't pay someone to work, except maybe you if I come up there. But anyway, yeah, you talk about a 55-inch TV, Lucky. I have a 32-inch in my little family area, which, hey, up until 4 or 5 years ago, I was watching a 19-inch TV. I never really cared, but now you can get a 32-inch TV for $150. So it makes sense to watch one of those. And you can get these 55 inchers I saw on the Black Friday, $250 for a 55-inch TV. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Although I did buy one of these things, Roku. My good friend Rich, my welding buddy I go to breakfast with, thumbs up for him. He recommended this Roku stick. I guess with the Roku, I don't need my cable box. I could just go to any TV with this Roku and set it up to my cable system, and it'll use it like a cable box. So for $30, hey, better than renting another cable box. So I recommend these like Roku. It's like a Fire Stick. They call it Roku, I guess. I don't know. For $30, what the heck? I'll try it. I will try it. Ended. What's ended, Ovi? You leaving? If you are, have a safe night. Be safe. Have a great sleep. We'll see you later. I know you do all of it, Lucky, but will it even make it that far? I don't know. Actually, I was telling these guys just a little while ago, are you working between Christmas and New Year's? Because I have those 4 days off. The 26th, 27th, and I think 30th and 31st I have off. I have to work the weekend, that weekend, 28th, 29th, but I have the other 4 days off. If you're working, well, maybe, you know. Look it up, Lucky. 2000 S10 LS, no, just regular two-wheel drive, 2 new snow tires and some good front tires. Let me know. And yeah, let me know. And maybe we could spend a day, we do the front end over and put some new tires on and get me safe. You know, who knows? Maybe I'll do that. I like to support my friends' channels, you know. So, anywho, 7 days a week. Get out. You just go in, or you're physically open? The place is actually open, or is it just you showing up? Oh, speaking of that, someone on the same vein as you, Lucky, another guy that I'm subscribed to, and you guys might be as well, maybe you, Lucky, as well, a guy named Amesie, Amesie, Amesie. He's up in, I think he's New Hampshire too, either Vermont or New Hampshire, but it's called Amesie's Corner. And he's a mechanic just like yourself, Lucky. And, oh yeah, we could do that too. But Amesie does the same thing you do at a shop up in New Hampshire, I believe, but he's into old Saabs, like Saab Sonnets and the old Saab 63, I think they're called, or whatever he does. He's got some cool videos. Amesie, A-M-E-S-I-E, Amesie. Look him up. He's got a great channel. Amesie's Corner, he calls it. It's pretty good. Excuse me. Yeah, it would be fun to make a video. It would definitely be fun. I'm still waiting for the invite from Maddie, Dr. Matt Olson, but that's okay. It's all right. And, you know, I must be banned from the Olson facility, but that's okay. It's all right. I'm a big boy. Anyhow, just kidding. All right, guys. It's been over a half hour. It's probably going to be dinner time, even though I ate already, but can always use some more stuff. All right. Unless anyone has any questions, I'm going to hit it for tonight. We'll be on over the weekend. Maddie, hopefully you'll go on later. I'll see what you're doing with those 350 heads or whatever else you got. So that's it for me, guys. Everyone, you're back. Sure. Ovi, you're back, and I'm going to go. I'm out of stuff to say, Ovi, and no one else wants to chat. So I'm thinking I'm going to just end it and say goodnight to all. James, take care. Thanks for moderating. Maddie, Lucky, Ovi, everybody that's on here, thank you for showing up. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and everything else you do. And old man Fred, take care. Everyone, we'll see you. Bye-bye, guys.